Triple B Hot Takes. Welcome, welcome.
Good morning. What up? What up? What up? It snowed last night. Christmas is coming. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Week 13, NFL Sunday is here. Last week of buys, I think. Maybe there's one or two more. Not positive on that. I got a lot of guys on buy this week. I knew that when I drafted them in the beginning of the year, though, back in August and early September. I had a ton of guys on buy in week 13. I think a lot of people did. Oh well. Oopsie daisy. Shit happens. I still have to pick up a running back in one league. I have a vacant spot in one league. Tough times, tough times, tough times. Important times, though, because this is where the wins matter. Time to make the playoffs, time to be aggressive, time to play winners, 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 and we have winners for you today. Once again, I am Triple B. Welcome, welcome, Triple B Hot Takes. I am not alone. I am joined by a man, a myth, a legend, Roy. Merry Christmas, not yet.
Merry Christmas, not yet, is right. Boy, it's coming though. Snowy outside, looks beautiful out. I'm excited. I'm a winter guy, as y'all know. I love winter. Can't wait. Can't wait, can't wait, and what a great, glorious time of year. We're all blessed by the big guy upstairs, and brings us to a great Sunday again. So off we go.
Off we go, and let's waste zero time. Let's get into it. Let's get sweaty. Winners, winners, winners. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. Cool, cool. Box it up. Right at the top, QBs. Tua Tagovailoa, yes, I pronounced that right. $7,900 versus Washington's defense that gave up 331 yards, 4 touchdowns to Dak on the great holiday of Thanksgiving. Dak feasted on their ass, and I think Tua's going to do the same thing today. Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill, Tyreek Hill. Risk. Russ Wilson, $5,700. I am playing him. Got Russ in one, Tua in another, so a no-lose situation. Russell Wilson is cheap, under $6,000 for a QB that's probably going to score over 20 today. He faces a weak defense in Houston that just seems to get into battles with people offensively. However, I will get into this later in the show, but I do not think that's going to happen today. I think Denver wins this one, and I think Denver wins this one pretty handily because they're gonna, Denver's defense is good. CJ Stroud is amazing, no doubt. Very impressed. However, he's a rookie. And Denver, with Sean Payton, I just have a feeling about it. I have a feeling Denver's going to go down there in Houston, and they're going to walk out with a dub. That's all I'm saying.
You have a good intuition. I think Denver's figuring it out. Russ is starting to cook.
Not a Denver. I'm not hopping on the.
I know you're not. I know you're not hopping. I'm not hopping on the Denver train either. I'm just saying Russ is starting to cook, and Sean Payton is one hell of a coach, and he's going to figure stuff out there. That I know. So. Can't argue with you. I mean, $7,900. He's costly, but I have Tua as well. Stacking him with Tyreek Hill all day long. I like that stack a lot today. Russell Wilson at $5,700. Yeah, he's a bit of a risk, and but he has been cooking, and we'll see what they do. Houston's D is suspect. Who are you going to stack Russ with? You got Russ in a stack at all? Suddy or Judy or
no? I don't trust him enough, but if I were to stack anybody, it would be Sutton. I don't like Jay Judy at all. I don't like his personality.
No.
Not a huge fan. Hey, he could be a great guy. I don't know. But I like Courtland Sutton. I like his vibe, and that's who I would play if I were to stack. He's not that expensive either.
No, he's not.
I think he's like $4,800. So.
I agree. All right, man.
Running backs, I got right at the top, Kyren Williams. Whoa. The Rams are different when he's on the field.
Is right.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now we understand why the Rams kind of weren't that great these last couple weeks. They started off pretty good, and I was like, wow, this Rams team could possibly make the playoffs after sucking last year. Kyren Williams goes down. Then they started looking like the team last year. Kyren Williams is back last week. and they just exploded. I think they explode today hardcore.
That opens the passing game back
Cleveland
up, too, because then they have to honor the backfield, and that opens up Puka and Cooper Kupp, too. So it could be a big Rams day. There
is not a lot of people that I put in the Derek Carr category because it's such a trashy, terrible, shitty spot to be in. I mean, it almost takes talent to be that bad at a certain position, but a certain individual is playing for Cleveland today that I would probably toss in that garbage can.
Oh my God,
and
yes.
His name is Joe Flacco. He sucks. Derek Carr sucks.
Oh boy.
Don't mean to hate on him, it's just the truth.
Flackinator.
Joe Flacco is making the start for Cleveland, so if you got an extra $100 in your pants, throw that down on the Rams because they are going to crush Cleveland.
Didn't you say he was like a super pro or a Hall of Famer or a Joe
They're going to crush Cleveland.
Yeah, okay.
They're going to crush them. Okay.
Crush them.
Circle, Fire Play of the Week. He has been my running back to the stars when I've needed him most, and I thank him for that. Rachaad White, $6,300. He goes against Carolina's worst rush defense in the league. They are at home. I love this play. Rachaad White, Fire Play, not even over $6,500 in DraftKings. Good gravy. Rachaad White, RB1 to the stars. Get him in your lineup and a risk. And a guy that a lot of people are probably going to have in their lineups, unfortunately, but you know what? It's hard not to. $4,600. Zach Moss, sleeper of the week. Boom, boom. Running backs this week. Fire Play, Rachaad White, sleeper of the week, Zach Moss. Zach Moss is going against Tennessee this week. Back in week 5, let's take a trip back in time. Zach Moss exploded. 36.5 points he put up against Tennessee last time they played. I don't expect much different. Tennessee had a pretty good running back defense. I don't know what happened. They suck against the rush now. Zach Moss, no Jordan Taylor today. He hurt his thumb. Out 3-4 weeks. Zach Moss, Zach Moss, Zach Moss.
All right, Zach Moss. Hey, I can't argue. Once again, we're on the same page here, and it's interesting because we didn't even talk about our picks today. But running back, my number one is Rachaad White, just for the very reasons you mentioned. Last week he was 15 for 100, 2 for 10 through the air. No tutters, but still a big day for Rachaad White, and he's going to have a very big day against Carolina's pathetic defense today. The other running back that I like a lot because they do not have a quarterback, they cannot throw the ball. Who's going to play? You're going to put Zappy in. You're going to go back to Mac. What are you going to do? Billy Belly. I tell you what you're going to do. You're going to run the goddamn ball with Ramondre Stevenson against the Los Angeles Chargers, who can't seem to stop a goddamn thing on the ground. Last week, Ramondre Stevenson, 21 for 98 and 1 and 5 through 7 on 9 targets in the air. Big day for Ramondre Stevenson at $6,000. And my risk is also Zach Moss. How do you not put him in? As Bennett mentioned back in week 5, 195 and 2 tutters against the Titans, and I expect that again today. He's going to go off. So I like Zach Moss as well.
Okay, wide receivers, as I mentioned earlier, expensive as F, but you have to have him this week. You must. Tyreek Hill, $9,600 versus Washington. Must play. He's going to go for over 30. I would bet my right nut on that. Not actually, because then I'll be donating my right nut, and I might need that. Keenan Allen, $9,000 at New England. Tough, because he's so expensive. Keenan's a tough start this week, but his target monstership is unreal. The guy gets 15 targets a game. He's getting 15 targets a game for the last 3 years. Let's be honest. I love Keenan Allen. High up on Keenan Allen. He has a pretty easy matchup against New England. I have a weird feeling about it. Nope, not an upset of the week. Nope, I'm not picking New England. I am just saying that when I look at this matchup, I can't help but think. I have a weird feeling that New England could potentially win this game. People are hating on Bill Belichick. Rightfully so for his performance this year, but I don't know. It's hard to replace that guy with somebody else and then expect anything different, in my opinion. Keenan Allen, though, like him, I'm rambling too much about Keenan, but I think New England has a real possibility of beating the Chargers, who just seemingly have all this talent and can't win a game. New England's at home.
It's amazing.
Watch for it.
The talent they have, and they can't put it to good use. I just... Chargers, you disappoint me, man. You really do.
Not an official upset, but a upset watch. I'm putting an upset watch on that game. Upset watch. Third, and I love either of these guys. Love them. Have to have them in your lineup, in my opinion. This is why I couldn't afford Keenan, because I had Tyreek. and one of these guys. Brandon Ayuk, awesome week for him. Great matchup. Or Deebo Samuel. Now, Deebo Samuel has a slight advantage, in my opinion, over Ayuk because he's $6,200. Ayuk is $7,200, so he's $1,000 cheaper, and they get around the same amount of points. San Fran, speaking of teams that are different with a certain player on the field, San Fran's offense is different when Deebo is there. He brings a vibe and an energy to that team that I think they really need. I like Deebo.
Yep.
I think him and Ayuk go off today against Philly's pass defense, which has been kind of meh. My risk this week, pay attention. Devontae Parker, $3,300. Talking about New England. Well, the Chargers defense, pass-wise, sucks ass. They're terrible. Yeah. Devontae Parker doesn't have a quarterback that can throw to him, unfortunately, but they have to throw to somebody, and he's the wide receiver one. Yeah. Demario Douglas out this week. Yeah. Also important, Devontae Parker, $3,300. I have him in all my lineups. He's my risk at wide receiver.
I like it. I like it. Wide receivers this week. Tyreek Hill is a must at $9,600, as Bennett already mentioned. Washington's D last week gave receivers 9 for 102 and 1 on 12 attempts. Tyreek Hill went on Washington's D last week, 9 for 102 and 1 on 12 attempts. That's huge. That's a very huge game for what the outcome of that game was in Washington. Again, $7,200. I have Brandon Ayuk listed here as well. I agree with you on the fact that Deebo Samuel is a must on the field. But I think Deebo Samuel becomes a kind of a decoy for Brandon Ayuk this week. Brandon Ayuk had a slow week last week. I think he only had 2 catches and a tutter. He found a way to find the end zone. And I think he'll do that again today, but I think he's going to be targeted more heavily today against Philly. The other wide receiver I have at number 3 at $6,800 is Nico Collins. Noah Brown's banged up. Tank Dell is banged up. Bobby Trees is sitting there, but Bobby Trees is Bobby Trees, and he's there, but not in a whole lot of ways, unfortunately, anymore. I think Bobby Trees is getting over the old tree hill. But I like Nico Collins going up against Denver. He had a big game last week in the second half, and he's healthy. So Nico Collins, $6,800. My risk at wide receiver. This is Washington and Miami game, and Washington's defensive back, Miami's defensive back, Jalen Ramsey, is going to match up against Terry McLaurin, which is going to leave Curtis Samuel open all day long, and he has been a target hog when McLaurin has been locked down. So watch for Curtis Samuel at $4,100 today to have a big day.
Okay, tight ends. Pat Freiermuth is my numero uno versus Arizona. Suspect defense there. $4,300 for Pat. New offensive coordinator in town, or I think it's actually somebody that's already been on the team, but Matt Canada or whatever Canada
he's gone.
is out, and he sucks, and they're better for it, I think. Well, at least they were last week. They had the most yards, and I think they've had in like 2 years or something like that was the stat, which is crazy. And they threw to Pat. I think he had 12 targets, and he caught 7 of them. He had
a big day.
Great. So, hey, it's a risk, but you never know. Pat Freiermuth. Or this is my safe play. This is my play personally. David Njoku. He has been no joke this year. 10-plus fantasy points in the last 6 weeks, and 2 of those weeks he's been over 15. He's just super consistent, which is huge at a tight end. Like if you can guarantee 10-plus points a week at the tight end position, not bad. Obviously, it's not a Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews situation where they're scoring 30. But hey,
in a depleted tight end pool, that's good points to get. So
David Njoku, he's my play this week for tight end. Pat Freiermuth.
Going to be a joke with Flacco playing quarterback, though?
I don't know.
Good risk, though. Good risk to take. He's been doing well. I have to put this guy in. He is the number 2 receiver, trailing only Amon-Ra St. Brown for the Lions. Sam Laporta, $5,600. He's a little more expensive for a tight end, but he is averaging 8 targets plus per game, and last week was 5 for 8 for 47 and a tutter. So he's there consistently day in and day out for the Lions. A risk, if you want to take a risk at tight end for $3,200, K-Dot and Tampa Bay versus Carolina. Again, Carolina's D says it all. And Baker Mayfield has been going to K-Dot and frequently lately, so could be a good pickup there for you if you want a cheap tight end.
Big, old, hairy, scary D. Cute. Denver Broncos. Yes, you heard it right. Denver Broncos against Houston at Houston. Sounds crazy. They're only $2,700. Denver Broncos.
Interesting. I have Atlanta's D going up against the Jets. I think the Jets have lost all freaking control there, and they're dysfunctional as all hell, and Atlanta's playing for something right now. They're leading the division at 5-6 or some shit. I mean, it's ridiculous that division's that pathetic again.
However,
yeah, right. But so Atlanta's D going up against the Jets. I think Atlanta has a day today. $3,400.
Cool. Okay, triple threat games. Wrote this on a separate notebook. 2 notebooks today. Boom. Triple threat. Okay. Shit. Where did I put the records? Okay, yeah. Current records after week 12. I am 21-15. Roy is 18-18 in the main slate games, triple games. Not bad. Upsets, we stink. I am 5-7. Roy is 2-10.
Hey, I picked up another one last week, though. Hey,
we'll see what happens. Upsets are hard to come by in the NFL, and we usually pick big ones, so it's difficult. Yep. But, hey, name of the game. Okay.
Yep.
Triple threat picks. First game, I have Denver versus Houston. In Houston, Houston is -3. Denver's +3. Over under 47.5. I'm taking the Broncos.
Taking Houston.
Okay, well, there's that. San Francisco 49ers versus Philadelphia Eagles. Game of the year candidate. Honestly, game of the year.
Good game.
This is going to be wild. Eagles +3 at home. Eagles +3 at home. In Philly.
In Philly. That'd be at home.
Everybody's saying that this is a revenge game for the 49ers. I am not buying it. For some reason, Philly has the hardest schedule known to man this year, and they just continue to kind of be considered an underdog in these matchups, and they continue to win them.
They find a way.
Nothing is going to change today. I'm a Philly fan. I love Jalen Hurts. He led me to 2 championships last year. I love him. I love the Eagles vibe. I love their coach. I love the Eagles. I am flying high. Eagles, Eagles, Eagles. San Fran 49ers, revenge game. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's taking San Francisco. Philly getting 3 at home with Jalen Hurts. Philly, all day.
Not so fast.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
49er power comes into Philly and stomps. The 49ers are a machine right now. They're rolling like no other, and I don't see them being stopped by Philly. Philly has been lucking out and pulling shit out of their ass for the last 6 weeks. So, fly, Niners, fly.
Third game. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. Speaking of home teams getting hosed by the line, Green Bay Packers +6 at home. Unreal. Kansas City -6, obviously. Over-unders 43. Packers. This is a huge game for the Packers. Huge, massive. Last week was, and we pulled it off in Detroit. What a win. This week is very intense. Kansas City, the dream team, the darling of the NFL, coming to Lambeau. They're going to lose. I'm taking the Packers.
Snowy Lambeau Field on a December night.
+6 at home.
+6 at home.
That is an insult.
It is an insult. And by God, Week 13 in Lambeau Field, night game on the frozen tundra, the Packers thunder their way to victory against the lowly Kansas City Chiefs. And Travis Kelce and that Swifty, Twisty, Wifty, whatever you want to call that thing. But she's going to be there. They're going to get distracted. Kelce's going to wet himself, and the Pack is going to stomp them today in Lambeau.
Packers are my third game dub. Packers are my upset of the week. Packers are my everything. Packers this week. Upset of the week is the Packers +6. I put what the fuck right by that. Packers upset. Pack. More pack. Hey, what's
More
that?
pack.
Amazing day of football today. I'm going to throw out a score. Packers 27, Chiefs 21. Packers win at home by the 6. Yeah, how about that? You give us 6, but we're going to win by it.
Win by 6. Interesting. Well, my
27-21.
My upset of the week is the Saints to take down the Lions. The Lions are favored by 4.5, and the over and under is 47. I think the wheels have come off the Lions bus. I think